Most affiliates trying to make money organically with free traffic, like a YouTube channel, an Instagram account, or even a blog, are sadly wasting their time. But it doesn't have to be that way. Today, I'm going to show you a simple 3-step framework that actually turns views into affiliate sales. No ads, no guesswork. Because if you're not seeing results, it's not because you're on the wrong platform. It's because you're missing all the pre-work you need before creating affiliate content. Whether you're trying to grow on Instagram, Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, LinkedIn, a podcast, a blog, this strategic framework will make any free traffic method work. Hi, I'm Daniel Thrasher, Senior Content Manager here at ClickBank. And in the last few years, I have driven nearly 2 million page views to ClickBank's blog. And I'm actively making commissions with my own affiliate blog, plus ClickBank products. So I know what works in the world of free traffic, and by the end of this video, you will too. With that said, let's start by defining what we mean by free traffic, and then I'll share the 3 steps for attracting as much free traffic as you'll ever need. All right, to kick things off, what is free traffic in the affiliate marketing world? Free traffic, or organic traffic, is any attention you earn online without ads. Like ranking on Google search, showing up on TikTok's For You page, or landing in YouTube's recommended videos. This matters because unlike paid traffic, free traffic compounds over time and builds your authority 24/7, 365. Many of ClickBank's top clients actually scale their affiliate sales with paid traffic. In fact, I've interviewed a lot of them on this channel. But they'll also tell you that margins can be very tight on paid and that their business is sort of like a house of cards that collapses if they ever stop paying for ads. So here are 3 huge benefits of free traffic for affiliate marketing. First, it's basically free. While some aspects of content creation can cost money, the truth is you can do this work with virtually no overhead expenses beyond a laptop, a phone, and maybe some basic equipment or software. That means huge margins for you once you start regularly getting affiliate sales. And number 2, you earn credibility. Anyone with some cash on hand can pay for ads to show up in a user's search engine results or social media feed. But if your content shows up organically in Google, Pinterest, Instagram, etc., that's a position you earn. As a result, many people online are more likely to take you and your brand seriously, which extends to your affiliate product recommendations. And then number 3, the work compounds. As I mentioned, if you're a media buyer affiliate and you stop paying for ads, you instantly shut off the engine of your entire affiliate business. But with free traffic sources, you compound your traffic and sales as the algorithms on search engines and social media platforms learn which audiences are most engaged with your content. Then, those algorithms will deliver not just your latest post or video, but everything else in your backlog of published content as well. That is an exponential growth in reach. So are you ready to experience that success for yourself? Let's start with my first essential step for free traffic affiliates: know your buyer. Now, knowing your buyer sounds kind of obvious, but so many affiliates skip this crucial step. Part of the problem is you may not realize what knowing your buyer actually entails, so let's dive into it. If we map out what it takes to be a successful affiliate, we have this constellation of free traffic sources to choose from. We also have a range of affiliate products you can promote across dozens of different niches or product categories. Your job as an affiliate is to build a bridge between the two, bringing buyers from the free traffic affiliate source to the affiliate product and making them excited to hit the pay now button when they get there. Now, what ties everything together is the human buyer on the end of the screen. They're the ones going from a free traffic channel like Google or Instagram over to your bridge page and then on to the pitch page to purchase the product. And keep in mind, I did not say the viewer or the reader, I said the buyer. Much of your audience is going to be a passive consumer of your content, just to be entertained. There's nothing wrong with that, but they don't do you a lot of good if you're after conversions. That's why you need to focus all of your energy on the active info-seeking audience with a defined pain point you can solve with the affiliate product you're promoting. The good news is that you have a huge advantage in this brave new digital world: discoverability. TikTok's For You page model has made its way into all the popular platforms from YouTube and Google to Instagram and Pinterest. The bottom line? You can create content that's tailored to a very particular buyer persona, and the algorithm does the hard part for you, getting your message in front of the right people. That is an incredible gift. Take a moment to think about how far we've come in the marketing realm. Back in the day, you'd have to shell out for an ad on the radio, television, or billboard and just hope that your message cut through to enough of the right people to make that massive spend profitable. But nowadays, you not only don't have to pay a dime to get your content distributed on all these modern social networks and search engines, but you also have these world-class algorithms designed to match your content to the exact people who want it. At least that's how it should work. But this is only possible if you're dialed in on something called audience matching. In other words, you need to start by defining your buyer and then create all of your content around them, including their pain points and their problems. When you approach your content strategy this way, the algorithm knows who to show your content to. Of course, beyond the algorithms, it's just good practice to create content for the human factor. Say you create a personal brand on social media covering your diverse range of interests like woodworking, windsurfing, B2B sales, and smoking meats. By enjoying all of those things, you're clearly a rad person, and that's great. But there's an obvious problem when you create a single account covering all of these topics. No user wants to follow a YouTube or Instagram account where only one of every 4 posts will be relevant to them. Narrowing in on a single topic will naturally grow a following of potential buyers who want content about that problem and that solution. This applies to AI and search engines too. When you create clusters of content around a specific topic, you develop what's called topical authority in that area. It's why the blog posts I publish for my content website rarely stray too far from the topic of songwriting, because this continually reinforces the idea that the site is a trustworthy source for anyone who wants to write songs better. And it encourages search engines to cite my content in organic results and AI overviews. In short, you need to know your buyer so you can create content just for them, no matter which free traffic source or sources you're using. Okay, so let's make this tactical. How exactly do you get to know your ideal buyer or customer, especially if you haven't started creating content yet? It all starts by defining what you need to know about your buyer. Here is a good starting point. Demographic info like gender, age, location, marital status, and income level. And psychographic info like biggest pain points and problems, hopes and dreams, core beliefs, outside forces that they believe may be preventing their best life, and where they hang out online. And that one is actually very important so you know which free traffic platforms you should actually be building to reach them. So, can you see how much more your content will resonate when you understand these details about your target audience? Here are 3 ways to find out this info about your buyers. First, I recommend online groups and discussion forums. Jump onto Reddit, Quora, Facebook groups. Find your target buyer where they are. This is helpful to gather info about them, but also to help inform you on where they are active online and where you should promote your free content later. Next, affiliate tools pages. Once you've defined your niche, such as women's health, for example, then you may be able to glean more insights about your target audience by visiting the affiliate pages for top ClickBank products in that product category. You jump over to these pages, look for demographics, and check out the demographic data, as well as email swipe files or ad creatives that will reveal a lot of great information that's already been validated for your potential buyer. And then third, let's talk customer reviews. Go look at Amazon or Goodreads or all these other places online to see what actual humans are saying about your chosen affiliate product or competing solutions in their own words. Buyers are remarkably open and candid in their reviews, which gives you vital information you can use to target them better. And now here's one bonus idea. Just ask an AI tool. Now I wouldn't stop there, but thinking through your ideal audience, going back and forth with a tool like ChatGPT or Claude may help you get some really good ideas flowing. If you define your target buyer and you sketch out a basic customer profile about them, you'll be ahead of 99% of other affiliates using free traffic with just this one step. But obviously, knowing your buyer isn't enough to make the cash register ring. Next, you have to prove you're the right person for them to listen to. Step 2, gain niche experience. If you already have direct experience in your niche or with your target audience, that's awesome. But if you don't, my second tip is to deliberately gain experience in your chosen affiliate niche. Now, what do we mean by experience? In this case, experience means empathizing with and really feeling your buyer's pain points and validating potential solutions for them. Ideally, these solutions will become the very product or products you promote as an affiliate. If you think of affiliate marketing as taking the buyer from their current state to their dream state, then it's massively helpful to know what that entire journey looks like firsthand. Here are the 2 biggest reasons to gain niche experience yourself. First, you get to know your buyer at a much deeper level because you've literally been through what they're going through and you've identified the pitfalls and the paths forward. Second, you generate proof of the results your buyer can reasonably expect if they follow your solution. Together, experience and proof allow your content to speak to the buyer as if you truly understand them, because you do. Not to get too meta, but did you notice at the beginning of this video how I shared my experience attracting millions of blog visitors to ClickBank and getting actual ClickBank sales through my own blog? I did that because, well, I wanted to show off, obviously. But for real, I'm making this video about how to succeed with free traffic. And why would you buy anything I say if I have zero proof of my experience generating free traffic? I like to think of experience as internal credibility. It's how you can feel confident speaking on a topic inside of your content. But whenever you can, you should go a step further and demonstrate proof that you went from the buyer's current state to their dream state. That proof is external credibility. And in a world of fake influencers and AI chatbots, any credibility and authority you can build up will be worth its weight in gold. Now, let's put this into practice. At the tactical level, the best way to gain experience in your niche is to literally do the thing you want to create content about. Here's an example. Say you're in the make money online or eBiz space and you're trying to convince your audience to buy an ebook creation software tool like the ClickBank product Scribble, which will help them grow their business. We can assume that the overriding problem of your audience is they know the value of an ebook for their business, but they don't know where to start in creating one, or maybe they do know where to start, but they don't want to devote the time or money it would take to actually pull it off. So, the best way to get this audience interested in your recommended solution, an ebook creator that makes it fast, cheap, and easy to make all kinds of ebooks, is to put yourself in their shoes and viscerally understand the challenge of creating an ebook yourself. So, what would you do first? Well, you could try laying out an ebook using a tool like Adobe InDesign. Document that process and capture all the little annoyances or stumbling blocks you encounter with that approach. Or you could go to Fiverr or Upwork and try to find a good freelancer to do the job for you. Document the steps involved with that too. Third, you could try to find some sort of AI tool that could do all of that work for you. I'm pretty confident there are AI tools out there now that could spin up a basic ebook layout, but the question is, will the quality you need be there? Okay, so those are all possible steps that an entrepreneur in this situation may attempt. But there's a difference between that in practice and that in theory. Let's say you didn't actually try any of these ideas. You could instead just imagine the most likely pain points someone might experience along the way. In fact, that's what I'm doing here. Maybe they are fumbling around with YouTube tutorials in InDesign, or sifting through freelance applications for their ebook creation gig on Upwork, or taking 3 times as long as a professional graphic designer for something that looks half as good, and lamenting how much of a distraction all this work is when there are other more important things to work on. So yeah, I can brainstorm possible pain points, and I could even test those in my content to see which angle is working. But I'll never know for sure which of these pain points are the most pressing for my audience without direct experience or a whole lot of customer interviews. Trust me, your content will resonate on a whole other level if you uncover all those little details your potential buyer is actually thinking, and then mention them or even show them in your content. The buyers will think you're reading their mind, which is exactly what you want, because when you make a product recommendation, they'll listen. So bottom line, you should always gain experience in your niche to make sure you understand your buyer completely, including both pain points and desires. Next, demonstrate proof that you've achieved the buyer's dream state, ideally by using the same solution that you're promoting. In the end, the best copywriting tip I've ever heard is to write to the person you used to be before you solved a problem. Since you don't always have that pre-existing experience with every possible buyer persona and all of their potential problems or pain points, the next best thing is to deliberately get yourself that experience. And trust me, it's worth it, even if it takes a month or two to build that up. Your content will be so much more effective when you do. But there's still one more step we need to touch on to ensure you're creating the content your audience actually wants. Step 3, validate content ideas. Here's where most affiliates waste months of effort creating content no one cares about. Let me show you how to avoid that with the third step in this free traffic framework, which is to validate your content ideas. With your buyer in mind and your own experience and proof to get their attention, you now have the task of deciding on specific content topics for them. And the thing is, whenever you come up with an idea for a piece of content, whether that's a post, a video, or an article, you have a ton of work ahead of you to follow through on your original idea and develop that into a finished product. So wouldn't it be nice if you could figure out if your idea would work before you put in all that insane time and effort? It would be like looking at a blueprint for a plane and immediately determining whether it'll fly before you bother building it. Well, that superpower can be yours. I'm gonna explain how in just a second. But first, let's talk about what we mean by a content idea working. For a lot of creators, especially in the entertainment realm, as opposed to the education realm, a successful piece of content just gets a lot of awareness and engagement. We're talking a massive number of views or impressions, watch time, likes, comments, and even shares or saves. But if you're doing affiliate marketing, you're not focused on awareness at all. You're creating content for conversions. And that is a completely different ballgame. With conversion content, you're always focused on moving your audience closer to buying the affiliate product or products you're promoting. And to do that, you sacrifice the broad appeal you might get from a relatable and super entertaining topic. That could mean the difference between 100,000 views and just 1,000 views. Going back to our ebook example, we all know that's a pretty niche topic. Most people out in the general public don't care about ebooks or how to create them faster. But if your content about ebook creation is spot on with an audience of business owners who desperately want to solve that problem, then you don't mind if your content only reaches them. In fact, it's better because you have a feedback loop that's primarily signal and not noise. So you're at a decision point. When you start out in the free traffic game, you have to decide if you're creating content to drive conversions, affiliate sales, or if you just want to be entertaining and get lots of views and likes. But assuming you're on board with creating conversion content as an affiliate marketer, there are a few steps to validate the best content ideas for your niche. So let's dive into those. I'm gonna get super tactical in this section, but stay with me, it'll be worth it. Follow these steps and you'll know if any given topic has a good chance of succeeding before you script or film anything. First, content demand. If you haven't done so yet, I would map out your buyer persona. Again, the profile of the type of active audience member who's likely to both consume your content and buy your solution. Know who they are and all of their pain points and desires. In our ebook creator software example, think of online entrepreneurs who want to become an author or make info products to boost their brand or get more sales, and they don't have the resources or technical skills to do it the traditional way. Next, brainstorm a list of topics that could address those pain points and desires. Again, if you use any AI tools, they can be super helpful for this kind of ideation work. Here are some quick ebook creator topic examples. 5 tips for building your online business brand, the top 3 lead magnet types for internet marketers, how to design an ebook cover, InDesign ebook layout tutorial, and Scribble tutorial. Now, it's time to do some quick research. You may have heard this before, but it is the best advice in the free traffic realm. Look for competing creators in your space, not just where you're posting, but on any platform where your audience hangs out online, such as Instagram, TikTok, Pinterest, or YouTube. In other words, make a list of both the top entertainment and educational content creators in your space across all major platforms. Next, check out their best performing posts or videos, which are called outliers that get at least 3 times the views, likes, or other engagement metrics of that same creator's average content. Pay special attention to content topics that you've seen performing well not just with one creator, but with several of them, and not just on one platform, but across most or all of them. Then put together a list of validated content ideas so you can start fleshing out the topics in depth. But don't start writing just yet. We need to talk about the buyer's journey. As a refresher, the typical buyer's journey goes from awareness to consideration to conversion. That means awareness of a problem to consideration of a solution to conversion on a specific product, which is hopefully a purchase of your affiliate product that you're promoting. Any given piece of content can speak to people at all different buyer's journey stages, but it's a good idea to pick one stage that's your actual focus. So let me give you examples of content ideas for our Scribble ebook software creator. In the awareness stage, maybe something like how to create a lead magnet PDF step by step. In the consideration stage, maybe 7 hidden tools for faster ebook creation. And in the conversion stage, something like Scribble review. Do you see how you would speak to the audience differently based on which of these articles or videos they gravitate towards? Someone who wants to learn how to create an ebook is aware of the problem, but probably hasn't even heard of the chosen affiliate product yet. So speaking to them about Scribble as if they already know about it would fall flat. Instead, we need to gradually introduce the idea of the product as a solution first. Similarly, someone who clicks on your Scribble review likely already knows about the product and is close to a purchase decision. They're in the conversion stage. So giving them basic information about how to create an ebook, as if they're in the awareness stage, would feel like a waste of time. Always think about who you're talking to in a piece of content. How you speak to them is based on their level of understanding of your topic, their stage in the buyer's journey, and which direct pain point you're going to solve for them. All right, you're just about ready to write, but there's one more crucial thing to consider first. That's platform native content. With a validated content idea that speaks to one stage of the buyer's journey, you can flesh out your content for the platform it will actually be published on. Here's a good rule of thumb for each platform. YouTube is about long-form video of at least 12 to 20 minutes, value-packed and tactical, usually with higher production values. TikTok, Shorts, and Reels are more like 60 to 90 second vertical videos with a massive hook in the first few seconds to stop the scroll. They tend to be more UGC or casual style recorded on a phone. LinkedIn is great as text-based B2B content, but short form video is an up and coming secondary format there. And then Pinterest is an evergreen, inspirational, or problem-solving visual with static 1000 by 1500 pixel vertical images or 1000 by 1000 pixel square images. Lastly, we have blogs, which are keyword-based, in-depth articles within content clusters to build topical authority. Now, I described what kind of content performs best on these channels for a reason, because even if you have all of the other stuff we've talked about in this video, if you try to mix formats, like using a Pinterest pin image for Instagram or a LinkedIn text post for your blog, they will likely fall flat on those other platforms. It is definitely more work to create platform native content for each channel, but it's super important if you want your content to have a chance to break through. That's why I highly recommend starting with just one platform and mastering it before you try to add all the rest. You're gonna get a lot farther with one wildly successful free traffic channel than spreading yourself too thin across 4 or 5. Now remember to tie all of these back to your buyer personas. The platform and format must match where your audience actually consumes information. Okay, we've covered a lot of ground in this video. As a brief recap, Here were the 3 big steps we covered for free affiliate traffic success. First, you want to know your buyer. That means creating a buyer persona and really getting to know the demographic and psychographic data for your ideal audience. Second, you want to gain niche experience. You want to have the experience yourself for internal credibility that you know what you're talking about in your content, and you want to do it so that you have proof to demonstrate to buyers why they should listen to you. And third, you want to validate your content ideas. You want to make sure that the content that you create is on the right topic, in the right stage of awareness, consideration, or conversion, and fit for the right platform. Now, assuming you followed along with all of this, what now? Well, here's what you need to do. In a nutshell, pick one platform where your buyers hang out. It could be YouTube, it could be Instagram, TikTok, Google, etc. Choose one problem or pain point that you can help solve for them. Then think up at least 10 content ideas that solve that problem from different angles. Then create and publish that content. And lastly, link to your chosen affiliate product in your social media bio, your YouTube description, your blog post, bridge page, etc. Then, honestly, it's just rinse and repeat. The content game is pretty simple, but that doesn't mean it's easy. Once you have all these basics down, it's really about getting in as many at-bats as possible, which means publishing as much content as you can without sacrificing quality or relevance to your active buyer audience. You can't control the algorithms or how your audience responds, but you can keep showing up and putting your all into building up free traffic for affiliate marketing success. As you keep creating, keep an eye on what gets engagement and what leads to actual sales so you can keep doing what works. With that said, the whole point of this video was not about how to create actual content or how to succeed on any of these individual traffic sources for free traffic. You can click around on ClickBank's channel here if you want any more information on any of those. Instead, this video is all about making sure the content you put out truly resonates with your audience and converts them from readers or viewers into buyers. Now, you could take these 3 steps and try to figure out the rest yourself for each separate free traffic platform. Or you can skip months of trial and error and get our exact step-by-step playbooks for Pinterest, TikTok, YouTube, Instagram, Google, and email, all inside Spark by ClickBank. These are the same tactics that our content team uses to generate millions of free traffic, impressions, and clicks. And it's what I wish I had had when I first started out in affiliate marketing. If you want the shortcut to affiliate free traffic success, click the link in the description or go to sparkbyclickbank.com for more info. Can't wait to see you inside Spark. And until next time, happy scaling.